13 minutes past 12. I had no regrets. And every one of you know it is characteristic of my own personal leadership role to try to reconcile everybody. I went to the Senate president and I got there that night. And I said, sir, tomorrow in chamber, you will have to tender a public apology to distinguished Senator Natasha. I beg you in the name of God. Because her understanding of what you said is different from the way you are interpreting it, by saying she should not speak as if she was in a nightclub. And Mr. President, you explained again that what you meant was that it's only in the nightclub that everybody speaks in loud voice, trying to raise their voice above the volume of the music. And I said, sir, I understand you. But tomorrow you need to explain that again to her and other Nigerian women and apologize to her. And you ask me a question, why is it that you are always coming to me to talk? You have not have you called Senator Natasha? Everybody is dragging me on the social media, her bloggers, including herself, saying I must go down. Have you called her? And I picked my call and called Senator Natasha, placing her on speakerphone. DSP was there and two other of our colleagues. And I called. I didn't think 12 midnight was any time that we would not still be awake as senators. We go to bed 2 a.m., 3 a.m. People who are dragging us on social media should know that. And when I called distinguished Senator Natasha, the first thing I said was, distinguished, I am sorry. I hope I did not wake you up. She said, no, sir. I'm still busy. I'm still at work. You know, I can't be sleeping by this time. And I said, how is my brother? Referring to her husband. She said, he's fine and he's right here. And I said, I only called you to ask you a question. She said, what? I said, my dear sister, what would you gain? Because I'm reading everything that people are saying on social media. But what will you gain if the Senate president goes down? What do you stand to benefit? That was all the discussion. And as she was talking, she said, well, I didn't start this fight. As she was talking, my phone started saying reconnecting, meaning that network was failing. I cut it off and called back. As soon as she came back, Mr. President, you took over the discussion, believing that you were talking to a friend's wife who just said the husband was by her. And you said, Princess of the Senate, why are your people dragging me? And we discussed all of this. And at the end of the discussion, you spoke with the husband and reminded the husband or told the husband about a pending nomination that he was supposed to make for Delta State. And I thought that was the height of it, Mr. President. We were nominating people who will serve in the Public Complaints Commission. The husband is not the governor of Delta. He's not a senator from Delta. And I felt it was the height of respect that you could have for anybody, that you will ask the husband to submit the name of the nominee for Delta State for a 5-year tenure in public service. That was how we rounded up that discussion. But I listened to distinguished Senator Natasha on Arise. We rounded up that discussion. You came here the following day, you apologized, that rested the matter. But she recalled the matter last week on Arise and simply said, I called her at 13 minutes past 12, middle of the night, to threaten her. And I said, if SP must go down, you too must go down. I never said so. And I call on the DG, DSS, and all those, security agencies who have unrestricted access to telecommunication network to please recall the record of the discussion that I held with distinguished Senator Natasha on my phone. So
denying that he didn't threaten her. Now, to going further, he said, it's just about her. It's her. She has a problem. And that he, right, is happy that all of the senators are on the same page on this, including Ireti. How many of you remember the time when Wirewike was bullying Ireti Kingibe? And she was crying out almost at every forum. Yeah. Now she is one of the ringleaders of the people that had the Natasha removed from the Senate. So they actually boost the whatever you can say, whatever you can call it, like, they boost this Ireti, Neda, Emaswen, Abi, what is that guy's name? All these guys from this opposition party that are the arrowhead of our removal or our suspension, they are just like, it's like a cat paws, right? You can use the cat paw to take a hot charcoal from fire. Here you get now, so without having to use your own hand. And the job is still very much well done. Listen to the movement.
While we struggle as a Senate and as a people to continue to influence laws that will ensure to create more space for our women in public institutions, those of our women who have found themselves in public institutions out of this time should learn, understand, and obey the rules and regulations of those institutions so that they also will be good ambassadors of the Nigerian women. Let me also say that beyond gender, this is not also about North or South. It's not about where you come from. As a matter of fact, all our senators from Kogi are fully opposed to what has happened. And that's why they are all in support of what we are doing. It's also not about political party. Let me also say that what we are doing cuts across different political parties. It's about a sense of indignation to a deliberate refusal to respect the rules and regulations of the Senate as an institution. Mr. President, people will be governor for 8 years as chief executive. They will be honorable minister. They will still go back to the nooks and crannies of their constituencies, go around every village to go and contest election to come to this Senate. It is because there is something about this Senate as an institution. It is also because it is a Senate of rules and regulations. So, this is not about one political party trying to witch hunt another. As a matter of fact, let me emphasize for the record, and for those bloggers who like to sit in judgment over what we do here, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petition is a bona fide member of the Nigerian Labour Party. He's not APC. The minority leader, who spoke very well as a minority leader, trying to also make a case, did not say he was opposed to this, because he was one of those who played a major role in trying to curtail this whole situation from degenerating in the first instance. All he had to just say was to make a plea of mitigation from 6 months to 3 months. But he's not opposed to what we are doing. He's of the People's Democratic Party and a ranking senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But he's guided by conscience and a sense of indignation to...
Still on the matter though, still on the matter. He also added this, because of our time, quickly.
This is also not about gender. I said it before. Most distinguished Senator Ireti Kingibe, God bless her, she's busy at the International Women's Day program with your permission, and we are going to join them there. She has different programs to attend today as the chairman of the Senate Committee on Women Affairs. Distinguished Senator Mrs. Ireti Kingibe signed this report as a member of the Senate Committee on Ethics, privileges, and public petitions. Her name is number 21, and her signature is there, fully in support of these regulations. Senator Ireti Kingibe is not a member of APC. Senator Ireti Kingibe is not a man. She's a woman. And by the grace of God and the privilege extended by this Senate, she's the chairman of the Senate Committee on Women Affairs. So this is not about where you come from. It's not about your political party. It's not about your gender. It is about this institution that is called the Senate and the need for each and every one of us who is privileged to be here, because it's only a privilege. Nothing suggests that we are the best in our various constituencies. It is a privilege, and we are here by public trust of our constituents who voted for us. So, it is a collective desire of this institution called the Senate that we will restore law and order. And I also want to remind all of us and the public that all those who are served in the Senate or in the House of Representatives and who felt that their achievement should be measured by the number or the volume of content they created on the social media, who felt their achievement should be measured by the number of followers they had on social media, all those who felt grandstanding should be the order of the day. I'm sure you can begin to name them in both houses. Where are they today? Who is talking about them today? What is their relevance in the polity of this nation?
So there's something about AKPABIOLE, as well as this Onimuru, they have a phobia for social media. It's like they probably spend a lot of time on social media looking at what people are saying about them. That they have, this phobia. They can't see anything without mentioning bloggers, social media. Because it seems that it is the only place where they hardly see any ass leaker or any, what do you call it? Any crumb chaser or crumb eater trying to help launder their image. It is a place where, if you enter our scrutiny, right? So we have a chance of not, of not trying to actually shield you. So because of this, they feel like the social media is like, it's like the war ground that they are so weak, as coward as they are, that if they have their way, they will want it possibly eradicated. I'm talking about social media now. They don't talk without mentioning social media. It's a place where, raw truth, unedited, unadulterated truth, because you can easily judge based on what you are seeing and what you are hearing. You understand? If it's about documents, say, look at this document. Is it genuine? Say, it's genuine. And what does it say? Oh, it says this. You get what I mean? So you can easily judge. It is a place where lie comes to and die. Social media or the internet is a place where if you want to be ignorant, it's just going to be like intentional. You can choose to be ignorant because everything you need to know about what is going on in that contraption, where, when, by who, you have all of them right there at your fingertip. Just right there, flat. Now you can choose to be ignorant. I didn't know that. Is that true? I didn't know that. Because you choose not to know. It's unfortunate that in that same vein, you will get to see the Nigerians who, despite the availability of all this, information, they will still rather pretend that they are as dumb as the doorbell and will be led by their noses. And there is no amount of facts, truth that that you are going to flaunt before them that is ever going to make them say, oh my God, let's do something. Rather, they will be like, are you sure? Oh, I don't believe it, Jared. Are you sure? I say, you the crazy. Did you not see that video? How about this document? I mean, I don't know if I should believe. So internet is a place where you can, you can be intentionally foolish or stupid. It's your choice. Or smart. I choose to be very smart with the available information. So I'm not going to pretend like the facts before me, right? Because they don't match, or they do not match what I probably, they don't match my biases. So therefore, well, maybe it's not true, Jerry. So yeah, you have a choice. And these guys, if not because of the foolishness of Nigerians, which is deliberate, intentional as well. Forget about poverty, this, poverty, that. You need to listen and look at the typical Nigerians, and then you will see why these criminals are so lucky to have come from that contraption. They're so lucky because people choose to be, intentionally foolish and stupid. Oh, there is also a part where Oshiomole was also pleading on behalf of Natasha. No, it wasn't pleading. It said something like, if Natasha can come and apologize. They are not even looking into a petition or whatever it is. They are not. And they don't have any intention of looking into it. To them, how dare you? How dare you say this about AKPABIOLE? You'll be punished. That's it. But if you can come and apologize, maybe we can reconsider. I think. Listen to him.
On the floor of the Senate. I went on Channel Television, in my opinion, to defend the Senate. When we were being accused of spending money here and there, I said, no, I bought my own furniture, etc. A distinguished senator said I had breached his privileges. On that occasion, some people spoke in my favor. But there were few who insisted that what I said was in bad taste. I asked myself there and then, who will cast the first stone that he has never lied? Sorry, he has never erred, if I have actually erred. But on this occasion, my intention was to defend the institution. And yet, some members felt offended. I have been a governor for 8 years. I was re-elected. I didn't do a receipt. I chairman the governing party for 2 years. I was removed. I didn't go to court. So once I noticed that there were some senators who felt that my comment was embarrassing to them, for me, it is a mark of strength to admit that not being my intention, that I apologize to those who felt offended by my comment, even as my intention was very noble and clear as far as I was concerned. I think that to apologize is not to belittle yourself. And even the Holy Bible says, and this is where I want to appeal to those who have taken very strong stand, that any sin we commit, once we admit to the fact of our failing, of committing, of breaching any of the 10 commandments of God, that if we apologize to God and confess that we will not do so again, we can still see the kingdom of God. I think it is based on this logic that the committee created a window. And I also know that on a previous occasion, that sort of window, even though not stated, was exploited for a former
chief whip. So I don't want to go into the merits because there is nothing new to be said. I just want to appeal to distinguished Senator Mrs. Udwanga that everyone that has spoken cannot possibly be coward or foolish. Truth of the matter is the rules are binding. They are on the floor of the Senate.
That's Oshiomole. Meanwhile, before the whole thing was wrapped up, even AKPABIOLE also had this to say.